This is Rogers Television, Newmarket.
Hi, I'm John Dowson, and this is Profile. You ever wonder what it'd be like to be Frank Sinatra and sing in front of a 40-piece orchestra? Or maybe you're a Tony Bennett fan and you like to sing a jazz song in front of a hot jazz combo. Well, today we're going to find out just what it's like to turn you into a singing sensation. Our guest today is Larry Bubba Blight. Larry's the owner and operator of Larry's Karaoke right here in town. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Right, we're back and we're in the studio and we're here with Larry Bubba Blight, right?
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Larry.
Thank you, John.
We tried to get you on last season, but we missed. We're here now. We're in front of all the equipment that you do for your karaoke. But before we start, I just want to mention to the viewers that if they didn't know that you recently won an award at the CNE, second place for the Canadian, if I got it right, Canadian Country Open Singing Contest of 120 contestants, and you came in second at the CNE
Yes,
recently.
I did. In the division that I was in, I did very well. It was my very first contest. I'm not a big contest person. I don't like competitions at all. But I was coerced into going into this particular one by a bunch of my karaoke friends, and I decided that I would go in, and I did very well. I ended up in second place, and perhaps there's a chance I'll go back again next year.
Well, a lot of people, our viewers, will probably know that they may have seen you at the Grey Goat, you played here at the Muddy Water in Beaton, or if you're down in Aurora, Jersey Joe's. Up in Keswick, you're at the Town Pump.
Yes.
And of course, Sneakers here in town, and sometimes at the Legion. But you're also doing other things, too, as well. You're doing announcing, you're at the Music in the Park that Rogers did over the summer.
Yes. John, when you're in the entertainment business and you're successful at it, which I think I am, I get all kinds of requests. I get all kinds of different functions to do. I was involved in the York County Hospital Awesome Restaurant Race. And when you're out in the public eye, you meet a lot of people, and a lot of people want to be involved with you, and they go off my experience and my talents, and they want to be involved with me, and I just am extremely busy. My wife gets extremely upset with me because I never say no. I tried to get here to do your show in the spring, and I'm just extremely busy, and we just didn't touch base, and,
I know.
And I couldn't make it one day, and then I could, and then I'm just going all the time. I work 6 nights a week at karaoke.
Yeah.
Every week. This past summer has been extremely busy with the Music in the Park series, of course the CNE singing contest, the restaurant race, all the different functions that I do, and I still run my business 6 nights a week. In the month of August, I did 40 jobs in 30 days. In August,
Really?
I had 1 night off in the month of August.
And in all that, you produced
Yes.
and recorded a Larry Blight, Where Is He?
Yes.
CD, which
Yes.
is now on the market. You can get.
In my travels in the karaoke business, John, every night that I go out, I start my shows by singing 2 or 3 songs to show people how easy it is to do. And hopefully by the end of the show, we're going to show you how easy it is to do.
You can make me a star?
I'm going to make you a singer. I'm going to make you have a little bit of fun with this.
I'm looking forward to that.
For those people that don't know, karaoke is a Japanese word, and it really means the art of singing without a band. Most musicians around are very talented people. This doesn't take a great deal of talent. All you have to do is know what key you sing in, or my machine is very adaptable, and I can change the key of the music to suit your voice. The words come up on the TV screen. You don't have to know the words. So the basic machine separates...
This is it.
The basic machine separates the words and the music, and it sends the words to a TV screen and sends the music to an amplifier. And all you have to do, very similar to the old Mitch Miller show, when the bouncing ball bounced along on top of the words, this is a little bit more defined. The words actually change color. So when they change color, that's when you're supposed to sing them. So virtually anybody can sing. And I have such a great time when I go out to bars and to restaurants and to nightclubs, and people say, oh, I don't want to sing, I don't want to sing. And I take that as a bit of a challenge. And I watch them and I see them from their table singing along with the person up at the front, and then slowly they start to say, well, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do this. I show them at the start of the night how easy it is to do. I have 8,500 songs.
8,500?
8,500 songs. I have show tunes, I have 50s tunes, I have traditional country music, new country music, rock and roll, rhythm and blues, rap, heavy metal, big band sounds, hip hop. I have a little bit of everything.
This is better than singing in the bathroom, though.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Right?
Although there has been some time when I have thought that perhaps I would buy a shower stall and put it on stage and let people come up and sing in the shower.
Oh yeah, because they feel more comfortable.
Yeah, some people are a little bit shy and a little bit timid. Everybody loves to sing.
The bathroom tenor.
Yes, exactly. When I got in this business 12 years ago, I always liked to sing. I always fronted garage bands and backyard bands and weekend bands, and I always loved to sing. I was in Newmarket High School's plays that they put on, their singing plays and performances that they put on, and I was in the choir, the church choir. I've always loved to sing, and I thought, you know, after a while doing the band scene, you're traveling around southern Ontario every weekend, you don't have much time to spend with your family. I got out of the band business. And when I turned 40...
This was live bands?
This was live bands.
Yeah.
When I turned 40, my wife and my family bought me one of these machines. And I played around with it at home. I did pool parties at my mother's place and birthday parties. And then I thought, I could get out in public and do this because I'm not a shy person. So I started going out. I got hooked up with Brian Ponting from Ponting's Karaoke. And Brian and I started a business, and we went into business together, and we did 3 or 4 jobs, bar jobs a week, where we would go out and promote karaoke. Ponting's Karaoke sold the equipment, and we sold the entertainment value to the bar owners. The bar owners paid us to come into their bar and put on a show.
So this is more like a promotion to sell the machine. Yeah.
Exactly. And there came a time when I thought to myself, this is such a good thing for me to do. I was working a full-time job. Brian was running the store. I said to Brian, I can do this. We can do this full-time. There's enough cash flow here. There's enough bars. There's enough people that want to sing that we could do this full-time. His commitment was to the store, to running the store, and we had a parting of the ways. He stayed in the store, and I branched out on my own, and 10 years ago I started my own business called Larryoke, as opposed to karaoke.
Oh yeah, right. You play on words, right?
Because my name is Larry, exactly. And for 10 years I've been very successful. The last 3 years I've worked 6 nights a week, every week, 52 weeks a year. People love to sing. Old people, young people. We have a good clientele. We have a good turnover. We have a mailing list that we have built up, and we let people know where we are and what specials we have on or what kind of contests are available. We also work very closely with a couple of different karaoke supply houses, Ponting's Karaoke here in Newmarket, and we refer customers now to them. I do not sell machines. I do not sell software. I only sell my karaoke service in the entertainment business.
And a few years ago, it was about maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe longer, Pat Boone came to town one time.
Yes.
To do something at the church here, one of
Yes.
the churches, and he was just singing, and I thought, how's he going to come and sing? Well, apparently he brings his latest CD or
Yes.
whatever it is
Yes.
that he's recorded
Yes.
with all the music, but not the voice, and he does it. So it's a whole
Orchestra.
big band.
Exactly.
This is the same thing that you've done. So you can actually sing
Yes.
songs
From my CD.
from your CD.
On this machine, yes. The technology, John, in the last 5 years has just gone leaps and bounds. We have mini discs, we have DAT systems, we have very sophisticated tape machines now that take voices and take part of the tracks off depending on how they're produced digitally. We have digital machines that will take actual tracks off. If you played a guitar, you could take the guitar track off and accompany yourself on a guitar. The technology now in the music industry is absolutely amazing, and that's exactly what happens. I get asked to sing in church a lot for weddings, ballads or love songs for people that while they're in the back with the minister or signing the marriage certificate, the audience needs to be entertained, so they call me and they'll say, would you come and sing a couple of songs? I virtually can take this machine. It has all the musical tracks on it. I have a microphone plugged into it, and I can entertain anywhere just with this machine.
And with the 8,500 songs, they can pick whatever ones they want for their particular wedding.
Whatever the case may be.
Now, getting back, we were talking about earlier, you were actually born and raised in Newmarket. You're a Newmarket guy, right?
I moved out of Newmarket just after I got married in 1967. I moved out of Newmarket for about 6 months. My wife and I moved to Collingwood. Her parents moved to Collingwood, and we followed them. We were up there for a winter, and winters in Collingwood aren't the best if you're not a skier, which I'm not. I got involved in the hockey up there. I did enjoy the people of Collingwood, but my heart was here. And we stayed there until about the 1st of March, and then we found a place to live and moved back to Newmarket.
And you were at the Newmarket High here. And your dad was the city clerk?
My dad was the town clerk for over 30 years here in Newmarket. He's a Newmarket boy. He was a Newmarket boy. He was raised here and went to school here to Newmarket High and worked at the local Hoffman's plant, which used to be down on Charles Street, and then graduated from there to the town of Newmarket, where he worked under Mr. Wesley Brooks. And then when Wes retired, my dad was appointed the town clerk and saw some great moves in the town. I can always remember my father being a paper boy here in Newmarket, and he knew everybody that lived in town. Because in those days, if you didn't take the telegram, you took the Star. So if you weren't a telegram, he was a telegram paper boy. He knew who got the Star papers because they didn't get the telegram. And in those days, that was the only form of media that we had up here.
You could even tell how people voted by depending what paper they read.
Exactly, right? Exactly. And then I was raised in the old part of town at the corner of Gorham and Court Street. I went to Alexander Muir Public School and then on to Newmarket High School. I kind of bounced around once I got out of high school. I did all kinds of different jobs, truck driving, working in the retail business, in the menswear store. I worked for a mayor. One of the mayors here in Newmarket was Mr. Tommy Surgener, and I worked at his store, menswear store on Main Street for, I guess about 4 or 5 years. While he was the mayor, and that was a very intriguing opportunity. I got to meet lots of people, and I always dabbled in music. I always played with a band or sang with a band or always traveled around and listened to music in my early years.
Rock and roll, that kind of thing?
I am basically a rock and roll rhythm and blues singer. I do like ballads. I do like the new country music. Thus the name of my CD, Where Is He? Musically, I'm very open to any kind of music. Because of the job that I do, I have to be capable of listening to any kind of music and liking any kind of music, and I do.
And Les Zazer, he's a country western guy as well. I've seen him. We might have him on our show sometime this season.
Les and I work very close together. We have a company together called More or Less Music, and which we promote Canadian music talent. We travel around southern Ontario listening to singers. Now you're going to say, geez, you work 6 nights a week. When do you do that? I have lots of opportunity. I have a couple of people now that work for me. So if I need to take a night off, I slide one of my other people into my regular schedule, and I go somewhere else and sing or somewhere else and listen to new country.
So you can multiply yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But getting back to your Newmarket roots, your father was born here, so you must go back a long way to the Blight family in town. Yeah? My mother's father was Mr. Roy Staley. He worked at Office Specialty. My father's father was William Blight, and he worked at Davis Leather. So I come from a long line of traditional Newmarket people. When you say Newmarket, a lot of the old-timers can relate to the Office Specialty and to Davis Leather, which is now the Tannery. And of course, Office Specialty's gone. The police headquarters building is there where the Office Specialty was. But my two grandfathers worked at those two places for as long as I can remember. Where did the name Bubba come from?
When I was in high school, I played football. And back in those days, in the late 60s, mid-60s, Bubba Smith was a big football player in Pittsburgh, and I kind of inherited his name. I was a lineman here at Newmarket High School. I played for the intermediate team and the senior team here for a couple of years, and we won a couple of different Georgian Bay championships. And they just kind of nicknamed me Bubba, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Because when I first came and got involved with Rogers a number of years ago, from time to time, you'd always hear, well, they were looking for sound or this, or they'd say, get Bubba, or Bubba does this, and Bubba does that. Who is Bubba? You know, so you've been associated with Rogers almost from the beginning when it was the old...
Jarmaine Cable TV. I used to do some work for them when they were in the Newmarket Plaza a long, long time ago. And I take great pride in doing the Newmarket Santa Claus Parade. I've done it now for, I think this will be my 15th year that I'm going to do the Newmarket Santa Claus Parade this winter. And I really enjoy getting involved with Rogers Television. I think it's great for our community. They do an excellent job no matter what they've done. They just finished producing a Music in the Park series that I co-produce on behalf of the Newmarket Parks, Recreation and Culture, and they did a great job. They don't get in the way. They let us do what we have to do down there to entertain the public, and they tape the programs and show them later on so that the people, that shut-ins can see them.
For those who may live in the other part of the town, but you know, a lot of people live in Newmarket, they know the off-ramp to the 404, and that's it.
Yes.
Music in the Park was July and August, and it was usually on a Wednesday
Every
night
Wednesday and Sunday.
And Sunday evening, to bring you a chair and sit outside, and it's really enjoyable, because my wife and I attended as many as we can.
Yes. I attended all of them.
Oh, yeah. And it's but you also had a show at one time, Rogers, didn't you? When you had local TV?
Yes, we got hooked up with a couple of younger fellas, and I did a portion of their particular show. They had a show that was called Around Town, and I did the sports end of it. And it was a kind of tongue-in-cheek thing. I came up with little skits and this, that, and the other thing. I also go back to the days of Roy Green at Newmarket Television, and when Roy was involved in the Newmarket Television, or Rogers Cable TV, I guess it was back then, we got involved with him quite a bit, and we did quite a bit of work.
Roy Green's the journalist at the Era Banner.
Yes.
And you also were a radio announcer here. Do you remember the old CKAN, I think it was 1480?
Yes, back in 1984, I worked for Brad Walker at the Ford Mercury dealer here down by the hospital on Davis Drive, and he was a major partner in bringing the Newmarket CKAN radio 1480 AM to Newmarket, and I was in his parts department, and he knew that I was somewhat of an entertainer and a character, and he approached me and said, I'd like you to come and work for my radio station. Well, I wasn't really had any formal training at on-air abilities, but I did have a sales background. So I went to work for 1480 in 1984 in the sales department, but they were desperate for on-air personalities, and they were desperate for on-air voices, and I was lucky enough to be able to do commercials, and I did an NFL football pick, and I did sports for them. I did lots of hockey games.
This was on air play-by-play.
Yeah, exactly. I was a play-by-play announcer, both here for Rogers Television and for the Newmarket radio station when they first started up.
Roy Green was there, if I recall.
Yes.
Bob Rice, I think.
Yes. He was there. Ron Knight.
Ron Knight, from Toronto.
David Hart, who is a local artist. We went through all those people when we first started, and
we won't talk about what happened to the station, but it evolved into the new FM station now. It's in town here, and I forgot the name of the
88.5.
Right, And you do the demolition derby and the Santa. Do you do the Santa Claus parade for Rogers?
Yes, I do. Yes. Every year.
So you're the voice we hear when we watch the parade.
Santa Claus, and I look forward to it every year. I think, John, my philosophy is I love to watch people smile, and I love to watch them have a good time. And in my karaoke business, when I go out to a bar or a club, people go out for entertainment, and they want to be entertained, but they also forget about all their cares, forget about the taxes, forget about the wars here and there, and they're just there for a good time. And I'm the vehicle that they can do that with. As well as, and I relate that to the Rogers thing that I do at Christmas time. I love going out and watching the children at the Santa Claus Parade have a good time. They know who's coming, but it's the anticipation, and they get so excited about it.
Last year, I was in 5 of them.
Oh, yes.
in the area.
Yes.
For different reasons. But and 3 of them with Rogers and 2 with Community Living Association.
Right. Yes.
But you said you're going to teach me how to sing. Now, how does this thing work? How am I'm going to be a star or a...
Well, I don't know whether we're going to be able to record you or not, but we'll get something queued up for you here, and we'll see if we can't give you a microphone. And the music, you're going to be able to listen to the music out of here, and we have a TV set up off camera, and the words are going to come up on the TV screen, and when they change color, you're going to sing them. It's just that easy.
This is the TV?
Yes.
So and I noticed when it came on, I mean, we practiced before. So
rehearsed.
The words come up in sort of white, and then they change color.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And when they do, that's when you're supposed to sing them.
Oh, I see. And this is on this whirling around now. I guess like a CD. This is like a computer.
Yeah, these are actual karaoke CDs, and they look very similar to a regular CD. They're the same size. Some of them do play in a regular CD player, but they will only reproduce the music. I relate the karaoke players to an old record player. If you had a record player with a needle on it, the needle picks up the sound and sends it to the amplifier. My player has 2 needles, one to pick up the sound, one to pick up the video and send it to the TV.
Now, where do you get these? If I was in one of the clubs that you're at, one of the local places, what would you do? If I wanted to come up and sing, would you ask me what I wanted to sing, or would you suggest? Or
I have songbooks with 8,500 song titles in them. My books are by song title and by artist, and I put them out in the whole room. So every table has a book. And at the start of the show, I say, ladies and gentlemen, there's books on your table. If you'd like to sing, pick out a song that you think you know, write it down on a little ballot, get the ballot up to the front. I cue up the music, call your name up, you come up and sing. It's just that simple. We don't charge people to sing. I get my remuneration from the bar owner, who pays me as an entertainer to come in and bring my equipment in and perform. And every night, it's always the same. We start out fairly slow. I may have to sing 3 or 4 songs to get people motivated, to get them up to go. But I have a regular group of bunch of people that come to each bar or each club because they know it's karaoke night and they know they want to sing. So they come out on a regular basis and they get involved and they start singing, and before you know it, I play roughly 60 songs a night in 4 hours, and everybody enjoys themselves.
No, you used to play in clubs sort of years ago. You used to play like a half hour on or 20 minutes off.
I don't do that.
Do you do that?
No. I start at 9 o'clock and I go right straight through to 1 o'clock.
And you're on from 9 to 1?
Yes. It's hard to, what I find, John, is it's very difficult for me to stop and take a break, because then I've got to start all over again. Once I start, I just keep going. Okay, so we're going to have a break in a minute, but so what do I do? You just turn that on, look at the TV screen, and when the words come up, sing as best you can. And that's, I'm going to hear, am I going to hear the music? You're going to hear the music through here, and the words over there on the television screen. Okay, and if I was in a club, and one of the places, do you play the same place every night, or? No, I move around. I play in Keswick on Tuesday, Newmarket Wednesday and Thursday. Saturday night I'm in Aurora. Sunday night I'm back in Newmarket. So the people in the club would know what nights to carry Larry's... In my books I have a schedule, and the people I give people schedules so they know where I am. They know how to get in touch with me if they need to find out where I am, thus the title of my CD, Where Is He? We get lots of phone calls at home. Where is he? We get lots of phone calls at home. Yeah, where is he? Where is he? And we leave a message on our machine that says, tonight, Laser Larry is performing in Aurora, so that people can phone in and find out where I am. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, I'm going to be singing. Excellent. Right, don't go away. I'm going to be singing when you come back. We'll be right back with Bubba and me. Okay, we're back, right? This is it. This is your big time to start. All right. A little Roger Miller. One of my favorites. Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No
got no cigarettes, about 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 a 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. Third boxcar midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes, I don't pay no union dues. Old stogies I have found, I missed that one. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of their children, all of their names, every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pet. I ain't got no cigarettes. About 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 a 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. A great band. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pet. Ain't got no cigarettes. About 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 a 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. We're all out of time? We're all out of time. Hey, did I make it?